This is an old dilapidated house next to my house. A raccoon lives in there and some cats. But this bird, what a gorgeous song. I have to give a shout out to my Keens. Uh, I wore Keens when I backpacked through Europe for 2 months, and I wore them every single day. Went miles and miles every day by foot, and they rock. They really rock. So, yeah. And at this time, I am not sponsored by Keen, nor are they giving me any money for saying that. It's just a good shoe for me. Everybody's foot is different. You've got to find the right shoe for you, but it's awesome because it's not overly supportive. These shoes that have these huge cushions on the bottom, they keep your feet from developing and strengthening the muscles that you need for your feet to be healthy. Your feet are made to hold themselves together. So, all this stuff about arch support, I'm not a doctor, so don't hold anything against me. I'm just telling you my thoughts. But I do a lot of research. I am a scientist, and I do good research, and I don't just spout out a bunch of stuff that I think is right without knowing. I'm always learning and growing, and I love to learn, and I love to study, and I love to get to the bottom of things. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you want strong feet, you need to let your feet do some of the work. If you're going to try to get everything to support your feet, imagine a toddler. If you support them and do everything for them, are their legs ever going to get strong enough to walk? Are they ever going to be able to do anything for themselves? The way your body stays strong is to do things for itself. And if you're going to fall into the marketing traps that you need support from everything from drugs to air fresheners to arch support, then, good luck to you. But I think we need to allow our bodies to do what they were designed to do, which is to stay healthy if we give them optimal opportunity to do so by a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle. One of the main things I think that causes problems with people's feet is too much support, for one. Now, there are times when you need more support and more protection. If you're going into, volatile domain, then obviously you're going to want to protect your feet more. But when it comes to standing on your feet, your arch has a muscle, and that muscle is meant to hold you up. Now, if you're overweight, that's another issue. So one thing leads to another. So, just take this for what it's worth. But if you're able to allow your feet to do the work of holding you up and holding themselves up, I think you'll find that they'll be healthier and they'll feel better in the long run. One thing that people do without realizing it, and I learned this through my own personal experiences, when I'm not paying attention to my posture, for example, maybe I come in and I get distracted by my phone, and so I lean up against my bed or something like that, and back when I had a bed, now I sleep on a tatami mat on the floor. But, and so you will not be having correct posture, and you'll be pushing your feet into an awkward position that's not upright, and supporting yourself by leaning and having your feet pressure in awkward angles on your feet. So that's one thing that I learned about that could cause problems. So pay attention to your posture and the way you walk on your feet, the way you stand on your feet, and just go with it. Try to take care of them. And don't wear these tight shoes. Don't wear heels. If you want to wear a nice shoe, try to find a nice shoe that doesn't have a heel that still looks nice. I have a couple of shoes that have platforms on them, but they don't have a significant heel. So when I really want to dress up, I wear those. And so I have to be careful so that I don't turn my ankle or something. But ultimately, it works out that my feet are super healthy. And one reason is because I'm not going to compromise by wearing these crazy shoes that we are not made to wear those kind of shoes. And if you want to do it, fine, but you're going to suffer the consequences, because every single thing you do in your life has a consequence, has a price, has a payment. You either decide you want to pay the price or you change what you're doing. So I usually change what I'm doing because I don't like to pay a lot of prices. I like to feel great. Not just good, great. I like to feel great. I'm 55 years old. I have absolutely zero health issues. I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm energized, super healthy, and I do not take any medications. Not one single medication, not an aspirin, not a Tylenol, not a hormone, not a nothing. And I love it. I feel fantastic, and I'm so grateful to feel so good. And I'm so grateful to be able to go on this walk in my cute little town of Morganton, North Carolina. So I just decided to start doing these live streams because I don't love video editing. I am semi-retired, so I don't want to spend my days editing videos and competing with all these people online. But I do have a lot of ideas and things, I want to talk about things. I want to share things that I know, because honestly, I know things. Or I say I know. I'm a lifelong learner. What I know changes. I am willing for what I know to be destroyed and rebuilt if I find new information. So I don't know in a stubborn way, but each day I go with what I know this day is the best, and I'm continually wanting to learn and evolve in that information. So, but I do have a nice tool belt. I have some tools. I have some knowledge. I have some wisdom that I would love to share with people who want to know it. And I'm happy to share. I enjoy sharing it. I want to encourage and give people ideas, because when it comes to being healthy, having the life you want, accomplishing the goals that you have for your life, it can be tricky and it can be confusing. There's so much information coming at us. Which information is good information, which is not. I'm super good at that. I can tell bad information. I can sort through it like nothing you've ever seen and throw it to the side, and I can find good information. This means the most unbiased information that we can find, the most scientific, the most reasonable, the most logical, and just what makes sense. So I like to do that, and I love to encourage other people. I love community. I love to be creative and enjoy life. I worked very hard for many, many years, and I still enjoy working, but I enjoy working on what I want, on my terms, when I want. So one of the things that I really care about is I care about humanity. I care about the earth. I care about animals. I care about plants. And I want to share those things with other people and come up with solutions. One really urgent situation, in my opinion, is the excessive use, or the use at all, honestly, of synthetic fragrances and chemicals. I know that What a well-behaved dog. So cute. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Is so air fresheners, the idea of air fresheners. Okay, people, fresh air doesn't smell like anything. Newsflash. If air smells like something, you wanna go away from that because those smells are typically not healthy for you. Even a natural fragrance, if it's concentrated to an unnatural degree, is also unhealthy for you. We were meant to have fresh air and fresh water. So pretty much everywhere you go, you're smelling chemicals and synthetic fragrances. And on top of that, people are buying into the advertisements in the marketing that convinces them that they need to make themselves smell better and with these synthetic fragrances, and that they need to spray them all in the air and plug them into the plugs. And it's honestly devastating because people are making themselves extremely sick. They are increasing their risks of cancer and so many other diseases, and it's just super concerning. Hello. Trying not to freak people out when I get near people. I'm not going to keep ranting on like this. Okay, so back to the synthetic fragrances and chemicals. These things, I've always been very sensitive to smells, and it became more and more of an issue as time went on and as more people are using so many products. And quite frankly, it's become a limitation now, but it's self-inflicted because I am protecting myself. And honestly, it's dangerous. It causes headaches, nausea. There's all kinds of toxins in these chemicals and fragrances that are endocrine disruptors and many, many more problems. I mean, just so many issues with the synthetic fragrances. So my biggest concern is that they're in the schools. They're in the daycares. They're where young, innocent children, but of course, I feel like adults are innocent also in this because they just simply do not know what they're trusting that if it's available to buy, then it must be okay, it must be safe. But that is not the case. So there are a lot of victims in this, but